I'm gonna be 100 with you. You seem like a nice dude and all, but like this, it ain't gonna work like that. It's just not
Let
gonna
me
work.
get off then. Let me get
Oh,
off.
Curtis, I don't know what I missed.
Wait,
Oh
where
man,
Curtis
It's just,
go?
it's just
Wait.
not gonna work.
what
He
happened?
had to go. He don't. I mean, I mean, it's too much, man. I can't deal with somebody all the bombs in my ear, man. I'm trying. I try to live to save life. I can't do it. People talking like how they want to talk in my ears.
Oh man, I
He
just
left.
started
I didn't ask him to
recording,
leave.
so
I didn't ask him to leave. I just asked him if he could please chill.
well, I
I
told him to
mean,
come back.
you gotta be
But I think
respectful, man. It's women. There's ladies here. There's parents here. There's all different types of people on this podcast, and we
absolutely,
want
and I
we
want to
we want
bring
everybody to
everyone to
listen
the
to it.
table.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
we
the
want
beauty of this
everybody to listen
platform
to
is.
it. Exactly.
With all that being said, I hope he comes back. But I do want to get into this conversation. I want to
Yeah.
talk about pornography, faithfulness, fidelity, and all that good stuff. I think that you guys probably got contentious talking about something that all men deal with, lust, and men are controlled through their eyes. A man is easily lured by what he sees, just like a woman can only be lured, for the most part, by what she hears, um, because these are our precious gates. And I want to have a conversation about that because I think that we overcomplicate things and we give excuses for things, and we really fall away from what's central in human nature, trying to do what? Politicize it?
I think that would be an easy way out. Yeah, politicizing. That's the.
That's
I would
what
probably
that's what
say
we do.
the hallmark of of uh, of American. And I don't even know how to say the word. If I was just trying to say that a person was trying to use a lack of intelligence, they
Can I
would
just
just
say? Can I say something real
they
true,
would
real
simply
quick?
just politicize it.
Absolutely.
I just
Before
want.
you say it though, I want to say this, y'all. This is the space for everybody. I want everybody to be able to come to the table. It's not about hurting feelings or winning or losing. It's just about having these conversations. What was you gonna say, Curtis?
If you don't want the truth, I'm not the one to have on your show, and Brian will tell you this. If you don't want the truth, if you don't want fuck your couch, this is what the fuck it is. I'm not the one to be on your show because I've been doing radio for 8.5 years. So what I talk about, I research it, and I've had the people to come on my show and back up the famous people, the RZA Islams, those people, because I know you see RZA Islam on Instagram. I had them on my show, and we talk about
Yeah,
real shit. And if you don't like it, I'm not the one because I'm going to
right.
step all over your motherfucking couch and say
Hey,
Okay.
fuck you.
marketplace of ideas
So
stands
so
for
essentially,
conflicting
what he's saying is, I
conversations.
don't know how to say I'm going to step on your couch without saying step on your effing
Yep,
couch.
because if you do research, it will you will come to find out that people that curse are way more intelligent. Now go research that.
So listen,
Go
as
research
far
it.
as the topic of conversation today, we're
Yo,
gonna
that's
be talking
wild.
about
You a funny
pornography,
motherfucker, Doug. I can
and I
tell
think
you
I'll
an
tell
that
you,
ignorant
you
that
motherfucker.
what you
wild.
guys might
Yeah, I
not
don't know
No,
agree
I'm
nothing.
on,
not wild.
we
I'm
can agree
honest,
that all
straightforward,
men
and fuck your
have
couch.
exposure to
The
some
host is
pornography.
talking.
Mo, have you ever seen any pornography in your life? I knew Mo gonna be doing something. Well, look, I want a woman's perspective. GG, have you ever seen an adult film or made one?
Okay, that was a loaded question. So, absolutely, I have. We're in the 21st century where it's in the palm of your hand. So I don't need a notebook or a notebook. I don't need a magazine or I don't need to go into a shop. I can do it in the comfort of my own home. So yes, I have entertained some films. Even walked into some hotel room. You know what? That's a conversation for another time. Um, and
Excuse
have
me.
I made any? That's the OnlyFans conversation. Charge that to the game.
Was that you said that was an OnlyFans question?
Yeah, charge that to the game.
Okay. Um,
I don't want
so
no one
yeah,
looking for me just yet, unless I got monetization at this point. Okay?
understood. But as far as the pornography goes, men are a lot more susceptible than women, and it's funny because a lot of men, it's the women that bring them to this uh, the center of sin, if you will. And I just want to have a conversation about our primal needs. Um, why do you think this has been prevalent in our society for the last 20 years? Do you think it's the internet? Do you think it's our departure from church? Do you think it's the natural evolution of people? Is it because HD porn stars look more enticing, more addicting than the VHS queens of their day?
I think that porn is out there for the imagination. I feel like porn is there for people that can't get it at home the way that they really want it. And also porn also really fucks with your body. If you watch a lot, I'm one. I watch porn every day. I jack off every day. I don't give a fuck. So I do this every day. And I do it some of the times because I'm not getting what I want at home. Other times I want to see something that I know that I can't get, because them chicks in them videos, you're not gonna get that at home unless she's just really ratchet and ghetto, or she
Well,
really
not
loves you.
necessarily though. I want to talk about that.
All right,
And that's kind of how it
wait,
ties
hold
into
on,
the other topic.
just real quick, because I watch porn. When you fuck your girl, are you gonna put your foot on her fucking head while you
Ooh,
fucking
I'm
her?
not
what
into
porn do
I'm not
you
into
like
that as
that?
much, but I bet you that's something she might
Okay.
like.
But this is what's in porn, and you can't. Most women are not going to allow you to fuck her from the back and put your foot on her head. I've seen
Well,
stuff
here,
like,
that's what I want to talk about
yeah,
because it's a lot of it is fantasy,
yeah,
and
it is.
women have weird fantasies. They
I
have
actually,
different fantasies of
I
sex.
actually had the chance
Yes,
to do
we
porn
do.
when I was like 22. I actually had the chance to do porn. I
I
ended up
want to
not
talk
doing
about
it,
that.
but I had the
We're gonna
chance to do it.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Gigi, were you saying something? I'm sorry.
No, it's
Excuse,
okay.
I'm
I was
sorry.
just I was agreeing. It's okay, Curtis. I was agreeing with Curtis in the sense of porn is something that society has made it like sex supposed to be like missionary, simple, supposed to be intimate, and porn opened the idea that you can actually have um, fantasies and they can play out the way that you want. I feel like a lot of our sexual needs are suppressed because one, we're not having our conversations with our partners or with ourselves and actually enticing what we actually like, but just press play and then watch somebody else do it.
Right.
And
But
that's what I wanted
somebody,
to talk
Curtis,
about.
likes the foot on the head. They like that.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
oh
even
yeah.
think, but somebody likes it.
I've ran into women that like it in the butt and threesomes, foursomes, orgies. They like choking, throwing up, pissing on each. Like I told you, I had the chance to get into porn when I was like 22 years old. So
But Curtis,
I,
I've dated girls from Philly too. What I'm saying is, we're gonna have a conversation about how we suppress our needs and how that's really our culture, right? Instead of being able to have adult and mature conversations from the baddest chick you know, talking about she likes to be kicked in the spine and have a foot on her neck. We have these weird social conventions, the way that we act, these lies, these uh, society. I think my audio just dropped.
no, your audio's better because Doug dropped off.
Oh, anyhow, um, I don't know why we have to pretend with our sexuality. Just like the young lady said, women are just as sexual creatures as men. It's just that we don't
Worse.
go about it the same way. And I think it's because men use their eyes mostly, and women they see the world a little differently. I think.
Well, yeah, because they think emotionally and men think logically.
I think women
I
think
don't.
more logically, and that's why they can act with passion or emotion. Because think about it, men, we have abilities that a lot of women don't have naturally or biologically. Intelligence isn't something that you get or lose because of your gender. I think it's just how
Nor is
we
sight.
say it again.
I said nor is sight.
It's my audio that's kind of low. I'm gonna get that worked out. But you said it's by society.
Right.
No, I said. Hold on one second. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I said nor is sight. I just wanted to kind of listen to just see what folk would say first before I chimed in. I the idea that porn is more susceptible to men, I don't know. I don't know if I can believe that, only because we all have sight and we all have lustful intention. And I don't think that I don't see anywhere in the word where men were given more lust than women. The human race is a sinful race. So we all have lustful intention. I think that women have more self-control than men. So that's probably why they can, one, wait on their mate to say get out of prison, or wait on their mate to get home from a deployment, or wait on a mate before they have sex, because though they value sex just as much as we do, they don't make it a crutch for their own livelihood. And I would say that for the majority, there are plenty of women that think just like we do. Now, if I just want to just speak from a personal point of view, I can say that from a actual non-lying perspective, without playing around with it, I have been addicted to porn for a number of years. I was addicted to porn. My wife knows about it. Me and my wife have prayed through it together. It was a real thing in my household. It was a real thing in my family. It was a real thing in my marriage. And that is something that her being from Philly, she did her darndest to get out of me. So, yeah, I don't know. I do, like I said, I do believe that men and women suffer from the same type. All sin is suffered by man and woman. I don't know if there is a gender relation between the two. I think that, yeah, I think that porn is designed for men, but I don't think it is only susceptible to men.
All
Or
right,
I agree
so
with you.
all right, so I'm reading this thing about, because like I told you, I research everything. Many studies have hinted at measurable differences in the brains of people who watch a lot of porn, suggesting addictive and possible harmful impacts. The research even suggests porn can hijack the brain and alter its functions. Like I was saying, like when you watch porn, it takes your mind to a whole nother place. Understand, when you bust a nut, that is a dopamine feeding your happiness of your body. And if that's all you watch is porn, you're going to need that to stay happy, or you're going to get depressed. I know someone right now that watches porn more than me. He's always depressed. He wants to kill himself because he cannot find a woman that can do the things that he's watching on TV, which is just a dream. It's just a mirage. It's Hollywood. It's not real. So then you go into real life, you're looking at all these women walking the streets, and in your mind, you're thinking, damn, she got a fat ass just like her. But I could never be able to go up and walk and talk to her, because in your mind, you're thinking porn. You're not thinking relationship.
But
Oh,
this
this
is
woman's
the point I want to make. What
Okay, go
about
ahead.
relationships where you're satisfied or happy, or creating
And
that
you
space where you're reasonable? I think that's realistic. I think that's what my goal is in most relationships.
Uh-huh.
If it's boring, we're not gonna be together. And I've never cheated on a partner, but I mean, I'm vocal about that in relationships. So
But B,
say that again.
sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you. Finish your thought, please, and then I'll say what I have
No, I
to
want to
say.
hear you, because I mean, I want to have the conversation. I was just saying that I can't mess with somebody that doesn't keep me satisfied or happy, because that's a waste of a relationship. You should not be committing to someone who can't break you off the way that you want to be broken off, whether it's taboo or not.
Understood.
I'm not saying that I've never been told no, but it's no point in being in a relationship if you're not enjoying your partner.
Not really,
Agreed.
because sex isn't everything. Sex doesn't make the relationship. Sex is only 10, 20, maybe an hour of your time with this person. It's more to a relationship than just sex. Because I'm in a relationship right now that she doesn't fulfill me in every way when it comes to sexually, but in every other way, she supports me. She's there for me. She says, baby, when I'm feeling down and out about what I'm going through with this radio shit, she be like, nigga, do you know who the fuck you is? You better not stop. So to me, That's more important than the sex because I can go to a video and watch that. And that's the problem with most men is that they want someone to fuck them, but then when it comes to other areas in the relationship, it's shitty. So I would rather take the person that is there for me in every other way than sexually, because sex don't go. Because I'm 40 years old. My sex drive is lowering now. When I was younger, I could do it a lot. Now it's not as much. But understand something. I don't need someone that can just always sex me. I need someone that is going to be there for me when I need them, when I'm down and out, when I'm sick. And when you're sick, you can't have sex. When you're down and out, you don't want to have sex. You want someone to tell you it's going to be all right. So sex is a very big part in a relationship, but it's not everything.
I absolutely hear your points, man. Yeah. But what do you think, Gigi?
Well,
I think
Go ahead, Doug, and then I'll end mine.
no,
'cause I
Gigi,
know
you
what
was
I'm
you
doing.
you was you were next. You were next. You were next.
What I was saying in regards to that woman not being everything for you, what I've also realized is that porn desensitizes you from sex. So even if something feels good because you're not in that same mind frame or state, that you're not getting that same feeling, but that's because it's not a genuine feeling. Also, when it does come to sex, you're exchanging energy with someone. So maybe you are having a bad day, that person having a good day. Y'all able to exchange energy with each other. When you're watching this porn, there's no energy to be exchanged. You're literally giving all your energy to something that can't give nothing back to you. So for your boy, Curtis, that feels depressed, it's because there's nothing giving back to him as he's giving away.
Yeah.
Every day he's jerking off and he's releasing that nut. He's releasing energy, things that he could have put into himself, into this internet 5G space that can't give nothing back to him. That's what I say. Go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, sure. Two things, if I may. First, so me and my wife have been married for 15 years, and in 15 years, I have never ever told myself like I'm not even feeling that right now. Like there was never a moment I didn't desire my wife sexually. There was never a moment. There was never been any reason for me to desire her less. However, that never gave me a reasoning to walk away from porn. So I don't necessarily think it's a lack thereof at home, because I mean, if your mate is willing and you willing, y'all can do it every night. But I don't know. I think that kind of either throws me into an anomaly, but I don't think my marriage is an anomaly. I think there's plenty of healthy marriages out there that has a unfocused portion of sin in secret,
But Doug,
like mine did.
you know, marriage is what kind of taught me that rule to observe is that you should probably be having sex with your wife or doing, having all that energy exchange with that person.
True.
You know what I mean?
That's
Because
true.
it is easier to take care of yourself, to isolate, to silo, whatever it is. Like that's the beauty of life is learning those things and
Wait,
being
hold on,
exposed
wait.
to
Can
experiences.
you say that
Because
one more time? Can you start over? You
I was just
said
talking about
like.
being siloed when you are by yourself,
Mm-hmm.
or when you are withdrawn, whatever it is. You only have yourself in God, right? And God is magnificent because of how He works through other people.
But in that
Just like we
situation,
always.
you choose yourself over God, though.
Okay, you're saying it's selfish?
Oh, it's absolutely selfish, but I mean, it's a form of self worship.
Mm.
So
I know how you get
that's
on self worship.
yeah. I mean, and you that's why I'm so passionate about it, because I've dealt with it, and I would hate for somebody to. I don't believe in letting people go through the same mistakes you went through just because they need to learn. Like, no, just teach them something, right? So this is me just being honest, because it will teach people that either don't understand it or just have another way of looking at it. It just show them another way of looking at it. But me personally, I know for a fact that I was choosing myself over Christ in those moments, because just prior to those moments, I would have a thought like, the Lord don't want you to do this. You don't have to do this.
Which is
Why don't you go
tied to
do
all
something else? Why
sin.
don't you go? So no, it is a trial of all sin.
Yeah.
Yeah. However, Not like you're literally just waiting to be alone in these situations. You're not. In many cases, we could if all the men and women that have masturbated in their lives want to be completely honest,
Do you
we've
think it's
we've
particularly
anticipated
devious
those moments.
because
Like
we
we
have
sit
to
around.
wait for that moment?
Before I answer
Kinda
your
like
question, let
that
me say
patience.
this. So I'm gonna answer your question by saying this. There's been many times, more times than not, than you're anticipating that opportunity to masturbate. You're literally waiting on it. Like, you know, Cass is walking out the door, you giving them all the praise and everything. You have a great day, you know what I'm saying? And as soon as you get in, you start setting the mood.
I mean,
Let's
I
just be
usually get
honest,
into
nigga.
it into the
Yeah.
Everybody in
denial
here,
thing. Like
everybody in here has done
if
that. If you
I actually have sex and we can't get it done, right? It goes too long, or it's carryover, or whatever it is. I mean, the job needs to get done, and I'm not a Marine. It's not like I'm the first at the scene. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
I hear you, man. I'm just saying that I think the
I agree
overarching
with Doug.
problem. Yeah, I appreciate you, bro. The overarching problem with masturbation, outside of it being a sexual sin itself, okay? Because we can say it's a sexual sin, we know that, so we could put that down just for a second. The worst problem with masturbation is literally putting all effort into me.
What's
It's,
wrong with that?
What's wrong with that? Okay, so as a Christian man, everything's wrong with that. But as a man that's trying to raise up a household, trying to raise up a business, trying to ensure that his community is well intact and well informed, but I literally don't take the time out to better myself by allowing more time with Christ, because that's how you better yourself. You don't better yourself by beating off. After that, you be done. You be done and you wipe off and then you go back to whatever you was doing and you don't think about it at all. Call me a liar. No, I'm not lying, because everybody does it. We after we get done, we clean up, we put things back the way we found it, we make sure we put the TV back where it needs to be, and we erase all of our history off, and then only then do we go get
that was a
something to eat.
playbook,
Or
bro. If you
yeah,
wasn't
yeah. I
taking
mean, see, I'm just being 100 because I dealt with it for freaking the majority of my life. I got married when I was how old was I? 23. I'm only 37 now, so the majority of my life, that's what I knew on a daily basis. I remember the first time when I was 10 years old. I remember that. So it's more, it's believe me, it's a whole lot more to it than just getting a nut. Because I mean, many times you just want to be hard, and now you hard, you got to finish it. I mean, it's up, it got to go down.
So do you think there's a soul tie? Do you think there's an energy where we
Pastors will
just
tell
have
you
this
that, but there's no way of proof. There's no way of giving real proof to that, because there's no knowledge of me. There's only knowledge of, yeah. I mean.
Well, I didn't understand what you just said, Doug. What
I
was
said a
the-
lot of pastors will say that. I've had a pastor that's very close to me tell me that you create a soul tie even when you're watching porn, and there's no way of that being true, because even in the word, the soul tie requires
It's true.
It requires a physical touch between you and the other person.
Gigi
No,
was
it doesn't.
talking about how you don't
Or
get the oxytocin from the actual like chemicals and hormones being there, right? So we synthesize it. That's what the brain does.
Okay, so essentially, okay, I see what you're
saying.
saying. I like that. I like that way of looking at it.
So
I do.
but it's a really good point though, because there
Well,
is
I hear-
another person there. It's truly not victimless, is what some people could argue. You could say in the spiritual tie, it's detrimental, it's negative for you, for Christ, for your family, for your like, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's collateral damage. But then also from the area of selfishness, looking at it for yourself, I don't think you get as much from it as you do with a partner. Because I don't know, like maybe I'd like to throw my hormones around, right? Like men release lots of hormones, chemicals. Like we do a lot in our sexuality, in our sexual process.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's to be shared. They used to say that men needed to spread their seeds or sow their wild oats.
Yep.
All these things.
We need
It's a
to.
biological difference. We are not women. We can't just sit on the cookie jar.
Right.
So I just think I think a lot of those things are interesting, y'all.
I think that I agree with you, Brian. We have to, that's a part of being a man, is sowing your oats. I for any well, I'm gonna say for me and what I believe in, I believe that we're supposed to be out here procreating and making babies to keep the world going on. And the only way that you can do that is if you get hard. Sometimes you may not have someone to procreate with, so then you take care of your business on your own. But porn is not good for you, period,
I
because
agree,
you're looking at something that you will probably never ever get. And you're
but you
drink.
can. It's a
Hey, man,
guide. What they call it a marital aid. When you're married, you know, you might not be able to do everything they do in Toe Buster 6, but you know, it's a
I
stimulation and
mean,
release.
okay, all right. Put it like this. Like I told you, I was about to get into porn.
Yeah,
Would you look at your woman differently if she did all that shit that a porn star did? Because I do. Because I know it's. I'm gonna look at come on now. If you meet a chick that's real quiet or whatever, and then you get her in the bedroom and she turned out being the nastiest motherfucker you ever met, you're gonna look at her differently. You're not gonna look at her. So if
but
you're
I date
married,
girls at church, and I
I
think the
don't.
reason for
I
this,
don't because church
but I
people are
think
the
the
most
reason for this
fakest.
is that a lot of men are naive enough to believe that they're the first, or they're naive enough to believe they're the last. I'd rather be naive enough to believe I'm the last than to be naive enough to believe I'm the first.
I believe that we all came together. If you research,
I just think that
If
with
you
women,
reason.
hey,
um,
listen, you can laugh about it, but it's there for a reason. I mean, research is there for a reason.
So
absolutely.
you're essentially saying that everything, anything and everything that jives with your narrative, you agree with.
What do you mean,
Who?
jives with my narrative? What do you mean?
I feel like I couldn't. Okay, let me see if I could. You do you
Hold
believe
on,
that
hold on one second, bro.
I said it would seem as if anything that you normally would accept in principle that you're willing to you
I'm going
believe.
against it, yeah, because my parents always told me
But it
never
sounds like
believe.
you just contradict yourself. Let's start over. Let me make
Mm,
sure I read it. I phrased the question
Actually,
so
Okay.
hold on.
that
Before
I'm
y'all get
understood.
to it, I'll just say this one point to wrap up my thought. I don't. I'm not trying to be hoe shopping, and I'm not trying to be, you know, wifing anybody up. But
hmm
I do think that as men, our egos can lead us to bad places. Um, Everything I've ever done, nasty or enjoyable, a chick has taught me or done to me. So I don't know who has taught them, but I know that it's a lot more rewarding, and I can hold my position by teaching instead of following. So that's the way that I like to have things done. Because I know if I'm looking at porn, if I'm distracted, if I'm not attracted, I'm not going to be strong in the relationship, and I need to be strong in the relationship because I need to enjoy where I'm spending my time. So thinking about, I can't even think of a porn star now. That's crazy. Uh,
Buffy the
if, if
Body.
if 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 I can't
Yeah,
think of whoever
Buffy
she
the
is,
body. Yeah,
right?
Buffy the body. Whoever.
Damn, I'm old. I'm old, bro.
Pinky.
I'm old.
I'm probably the oldest one on here.
Yeah, but I'm more of a Ayana Angel.
What's the white
Um,
boy, the white old white man, the old white perverted man that used to do it? What's his
I think
name?
Ayana, she probably did get with some old white man. I'm glad Mo's here. He can help me
Yo,
with Roxy Reynolds and Scott. Like
Roxy. Yeah, Roxy
That's
Reynolds.
here.
Oh man.
She's a
that's
good
my
one.
girl.
Great
That
stuff.
Have you ever watched porn people after they do porn? Because there's been documentaries that came out about porn stars that did
I've
porn,
seen after porn.
and
I've seen all
they
those.
all said that they wish that they never got into it. Every one of them always said it. They wish that they never got
Some
into
of
it
them, most
because
of them
now
say that, but they
most.
also, before they can say that regret, they were touched inappropriately or were
Yeah,
hypersexualized by something at a young age.
I mean,
Not
understand
a
that
lot
the
of
people.
the money grubbing whores have the sense to just get into porn because they make more money breaking tricks.
It sounds
So
crazy.
porn is
Whoever
really
just
kind of
came on, it sounds crazy.
it's Doug could say, opportunity opportunity to be a self-worshipper.
He
They
outside
don't make bread like that.
and he moving.
Some of them do, but the ones that do,
He on a bike.
It look like it.
Yeah, I'm on the bike. They got me
This
bike.
kid out-
They got me bike patrolling today.
he outside in the wind.
Yeah, they got me bike patrolling today,
and
man.
my headphones is ready.
So, hey,
What's up?
I wanted to ask you real quick. I guess as a poll, there's what five of us here, so we should get a real vote right now. How many would say that masturbation is a sexual sin? Who would argue the affirmative for that?
What, masturbation?
Yeah, just real quick. Is it a sin or not?
Nope, it's not.
That's one for no.
No, I don't think it is, man.
That's two for no.
I don't think it is.
That's three for no.
What about you, Doug? You think it's a sin?
I do believe it's a sin. That's one for yes.
He's a Christian, so you have to remember he's a Christian. He believes in
Oh,
Jesus.
yeah, true.
So he's gonna think that it's a sin.
I do.
True.
I do. What's up? What's up with you, Brian? What you think? Hello?
Brian,
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. Yay or nay, bro?
I didn't hear what you said. I just got my audio connected. My bad, man.
Is
Okay, because
masturbation
I mean,
a sin?
is masturbation a sin?
Yeah.
You say yes?
Dropping your seed is a sin if you read the Old Testament. You can't let a single drop hit the ground. In sinning,
No,
this is
that's not-
where I think a lot of theologians would take us, right? The echo of sin. Thinking about masturbating and doing it is a sin.
Mm-hmm.
The sexual, I mean,
So-
it's
Yeah.
purity of thought. That's the goal.
So 3-2. The panel was 3-2.
why do you think that it's a sin?
I don't.
Hey, wait, hold on. Why do you think that it's a sin without religion?
I don't know about religion.
it's
I
not
mean,
a
I'm
sin.
not.
Well,
I can't talk- I
without-
can't-
Without
talk
you,
from-
without you being a Christian, because at the end of the day, but when you was born, you was a human being. So without your religion, why is masturbation a sin?
Without my religion.
Without whatever you believe in, God or
Okay,
whatever.
see, that's a different question. That's a different question. You
No,
have
it's-
a religion. I don't really have one.
Okay, you said that masturbation is a sin. Why do you feel like masturbation is a sin?
Why do I
Sexual
feel?
sin.
Can I answer the
Why
question?
do no, please allow me. He did ask me.
Yeah, without your Bible, without using the Bible, because you believe in God and Jesus. Without the Bible, tell me why masturbation is a sin.
Because I believe that time is that women are well deserved of that time. I think they're well deserved of it, and I think that what I'm blessed with is well deserved of all the appreciation it receives. The problem is the whole time I was doing it for myself, and I didn't get the love and respect I deserve from all of this. But truth be told, hey, I love the feeling of the inside of a woman more than I will ever love my left hand, because I'm left-handed.
Right-handed.
But
I'm
you don't-
left-handed, baby.
But
I'm
but
left-handed.
all
Guys,
masturbation
I'm ambidextrous.
is you loving yourself.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
I love
That's all it
myself,
is.
so I'm gonna
I mean,
masturbate.
No. You
20
see, here's the
times
thing. There's a
in
difference
1
between
month.
loving yourself and being in love with yourself. Because I mean, if you love yourself, that means that you make sure that when you get up in the morning, you brush your teeth and you wash your face and you
So
make sure you
am
put
I
on clean
being
clothes and
kind
shower
or
because you
generous
take
when
care
I
of yourself.
Put the meat in mine instead of just play with it by myself? Am I a more noble man? Am I a better man?
If you put
Hey,
music in it,
hopefully my
looking out
phone
for my
don't
own
hang
interest,
up.
I think of myself as a pleasure giver, and I give that pleasure to my partner instead of just pleasing myself. Am I a bad guy for that? Because some people might call that rape.
Man, your
No,
ass
I don't know if I would call.
I'm being honest though, because that's the approach I take.
I
Is that
I don't
instead
know
of me
if I'd
raping
call it rape.
myself, I should have property that I could be doing this to. And that's called marriage.
I mean, you gave yourself consent there, guys. So I don't know how you can be raping yourself if you're giving yourself consent to do. You're taking an act. It's you moving, man.
Hit it, Gigi. Let me hear it.
I had to take into consideration that you just said that marriage is your woman is your property.
He
had to
did
cut
say
you
that,
back
didn't
a
he?
little bit. Yeah.
It's weird. Interesting. Can you
You
explain
don't
that
own,
one?
you don't own nothing. You don't own it. She could do whatever the hell she want to do, even if she married to you.
In the
Just
Bible,
like-
under the umbrella, to be a good steward of your thing, you have to think of your wife as happiness, also referred to as property. Just like we wrote the Constitution to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness,
It
that
happening.
is
So
property.
they say.
Those are the things that you provide for.
But,
That's what makes it your property.
but
Here's the
also,
problem. Here's the problem with what you're saying, Brian.
And your
The
life
problem with what
is
you're
staked
saying is
upon protecting
if you
her.
yes,
I did
the-
use that. I did throw in a little theology in that.
well, here's the problem with your theology. Problem with your theology is that the Bible said in Genesis that a man, I'm going to say that 3 more times. A man, not a woman, a man shall leave his mother and father. A man shall leave his mother and father and cleave to a woman, and they shall be one flesh. That being said, the Bible never says anything about the woman leaving her father and mother for her husband. What does that mean? That means that she is under your authority. She is not under you didn't pay for her.
No, you're her
father,
Lord, just like he's your Lord and Savior.
Wrong. Because you only have one Lord. You only have one Lord. So you can't have the Bible says you can't serve 2 masters. But I don't want to get into too much theology for the atheists in the room, if there are any. All I know is
in the Bible there are lots of references to this Lord and this Lord theory, and this loving your wife like Christ loved the church. There are lots of themes of martyrdom. Certainly,
see, you tangenting. You're going into the tangents now.
Well.
You
the
kind of
Bible, the Bible also says that slave obey your master as you would Christ. That means that the slave master.
The Bible said what?
The Bible says, "Slave, obey your master as you would Christ." Which listen. Which means that the slave master that whooped your ass, your ancestors' ass, is gonna be in the same heaven. Which doesn't make any sense.
It makes sense because like I said, when we're talking theology,
Moses
we're not
was
talking about
slave.
people that don't know that pretty
You're
much
talking to
know
a
what
preacher's child,
what
so
these words are talking about. That doesn't mean anything.
It means a lot because I grew up in church.
I've seen plenty of pastors that really shouldn't have been there. I've seen that plenty of times. So that's of no consequence. We're not going to bring in any. I'm not
Daddy
questioning.
Creflo Dollar, you better stop it.
That's not saying a lot.
I've met all those preachers.
And
TD Jakes, Creflo, TD Jakes, Benny Hinn. I've met all. I used to go to Harvest Church.
So you met a lot of liars in your day. That's beautiful. So let's move on. The
religion that you believe is a lie. The letter J is only 500 years old, but the story is 5,000.
The story is 5,000 years old.
Jesus. How long has it been since Jesus died on the cross?
Why are we talking about
2,000.
Judas?
2,000. Okay, so 2,000, but the letter J is only
the letter J
is only 500 years old.
I'm sorry. Matter of fact, before I say anything, let me say, Gigi, I apologize if we about to start, getting into tangents and wasting people's time that had no idea.
It's not wasting information. All information is good for the brain because when you go lay down, you're gonna think about this shit when you laying down in the bed.
I probably
believe
won't.
me, you will. That's what your brain does. Believe me.
I probably won't.
I know you probably don't want to hear the truth, and that's what most people don't want to hear the truth because I'm stepping on your fucking couch.
Here's the problem with people that come in my house and just start to talk and they don't never know what they're talking about. The letter J, yes, is much newer than the word Yeshua. Yes, that's true.
The letter Y is not in the Hebrew language.
There's of no consequence that even the word princess can be said in more than one language. And once it's is printed in a second language,
I'm getting
that
off
does
because
not
he
change the
sounds real
meaning
ignorant.
of
He doesn't want to
princess.
know the truth, yo. So I'm getting
We ain't
off.
gotta, we ain't
Y'all
gotta.
You
have
have
a
a good
good.
day. Have a good day, because I mean, it sounds like you ran into
Ah.
somebody that know what they're talking about, and you need to flee. Just like you're supposed to flee from sexual immorality. Since you don't
Gigi,
believe it's a
I
sin, I'll
think that
tell
you did
you
make a
that the
good point.
Bible
You were
says that
telling
you
me
need to
that
flee
the thought
from
of being
sexual
property
immorality.
is concerning. Is that right?
No, I do find it concerning because of the simple fact that you didn't buy her. That's what I'm
Okay.
arguing. I'm pretty sure
I'd
that's what
like to hear
Gigi's
Gigi's
arguing.
perspective if she's still with us.
Huh?
I said I was trying to get Gigi's perspective if she's still with us. She might not be on.
No, I'm
She
still
might
here.
she's
I'm
here.
still here. I'm open to like listening to all the views of you guys. Doug, I like your perspective, especially knowing that you've actually gone through it and you're giving us your testimony on how you were able to get through it and how you're able to use God to get through that as well. I appreciate that. I even respect Curtis and how he going in his bag and seeing where his experience is and where they're coming from. So I'm open to it. I might not agree, my handsome gentleman, but I definitely like the idea that this conversation, this is how the world works. Everyone doesn't have the same perspective, but we should be able to be in a space where we're able to say our perspectives and then have conversations about it. So I'm here.
Absolutely. And that's what my inspiration is just kind of the gender roles that we have been assigned. I think that there are women that enjoy the traditional roles, traditional relationships, et cetera, et cetera. Doug, I think you were wrapping up
I
or edifying us about some either terminology or theology.
Sure.
But let's be clear,
So
you guys. Women are not property. I don't want to be owned.
yeah, right,
So no, thank you.
right. And I, like I said,
But I understand that
I
I'm
can't
his.
go ahead. You and
Sorry. Go
see
ahead.
you could there can be two there can be one without the other is to Gigi's point. She can be mine just like if I rented a house, and I'm not even equating the two. But if I rent the house, I'm saying it's mine. I'm not going around saying my landlord's house. Let me when I get back to my landlord's house, I give you a call. No, when I get back home, I'll give you a call because that's my house. I don't have to buy something for it to be mine. Is what Gigi and I are stipulating in reference to property. That word property, because you can how that's like saying I can have a mate, but once she's my mate, I mean now she's mine. That's the same as saying a wife or whomever it is. It doesn't really matter. Once you say that she's
It's
yours,
a scary prospect.
yeah, I'm just saying, no matter how long you go into the process, whether y'all just dating or y'all been married 15 years like me, like Curtis said, she can do whatever she want whenever she decide to. So, I
That's
mean,
flesh.
huh?
That's flesh. Why would anyone want to marry flesh?
No. Because humans, I think that's the problem.
Humans
Was
are
that
flesh.
And being a
no,
slut is subjective.
yeah, well, it's not even just subjective. It's you're marginalizing a specific portion of people, and that's everybody. I mean, everybody's a slut. Then is what you're saying because everybody does what they
Not at
want.
all.
The
I'm saying
Bible
that
says
we're
that
all
man
made of
did.
flesh
The Bible
and
said that
bone.
man
We
did
all
what
have
was right
blood.
in his
And
own
that
sight.
flesh, that bone, and
Not
that
those
blood.
16 men over there. All men
What?
do what's right in
16
their own
minnows.
sight. Yeah, see, all men do what's right in their own sight. So since all men do, that means that all men sin. Even if
Yeah.
we don't believe, whether we believe in the Jesus or Allah, we all sin.
Men and women sin.
All,
Yeah.
all.
And
Me
and
and
Can
my,
we
and
me
go
the
and
back
Big
to
thing
the
is,
me,
idea of women being sluts,
we're
though?
parsing the words and we're afraid to commit to semantics because we're thinking in flesh and trying to justify it with religion. It'll never work out. Reading the religious text, it does refer to these things. It's interesting having the conversation in flesh because we have all these concerns, but God doesn't give you all these caveats. He doesn't give you all these reassurances. It's just interesting to have the conversation in flesh.
right. I think that the mistake is trying to create the nuance. and trying to create all the different ways of looking at it. No, it's one overarching thing. That's why he didn't have to give all the different things. Or so if this woman is doing this, she's a slut. But if she's doing this and just this, she's not a slut. No, it's first off,
I'm
it's
definitely
wrong
not
to
a
just.
moral or religious authority, none of that. And I'm not
No, I know you're not.
signing
You don't
anything.
have to defend yourself, Brian. I mean, we're just talking here. I'm just saying,
No. I'm just saying that
whether it's
I don't
man or a
remember
woman.
calling anybody a slut or
I know,
making a
no, we
bright
know. I know you
line
didn't. You were
slut to the
just.
left
It was
and
just a point.
unslut to the
I
right.
get it. You don't have to defend yourself. We heard you correctly. Believe me, we heard you just fine. But that's why I was going to make the point I'm making. I mean, because you have slutty men too, right? But what I'm simply saying is it doesn't necessarily matter who you are or how much you do what you do when you do what you do. Fact of the matter is, when it comes, okay, so I'll prerequisite by saying my belief looks like this. My belief looks like this. Even the thought of the sin is sinful in itself. So you say that I masturbated instead of going out and cheated on my wife. Nah. If you thinking about cheating on your wife, you cheating on your wife. Because I mean, you're opening that door for yourself to make that mistake, right? So I don't know. Like I said, I think it's weird to marginalize specific people that because they do specific things or they do this but don't do that.
Who are we
Wrong is
marginalizing?
wrong.
Is where I think I'm lost.
That's okay. Gigi, you want to chime in? Might help him.
Yes, but I didn't want to lose your point.
No, please go ahead. Whatever. Just wherever you was gonna go with that.
Oh, okay. Brain fart. What I was going to bring up was the idea about sluts and the idea that if a woman does no more than a man sexually or has allowed herself to be as vulnerable and open to a man, that makes her not valued as a wife because now she's open to these experiences with you. And maybe she hasn't had these experiences, but maybe saw it with you on a porn and wanted to open that possibility to your relationship. How would that consider her a slut? Or what considers a slut? And I think that's where I'm at is understanding how a woman who may be sexually active and enjoy sex now is seen as a slut. I don't get it.
I don't know. I think that a lot of men tend to forget what they want in a woman. Sometimes they want a woman that know what she's doing. Sometimes they don't want a woman that's being touched. I mean, men are stupid like that. I think, but then again, I've heard women say the sort of the same thing. So I think people are stupid in the sense of acting like they really know what they want in life.
I think a slut is a woman that weaponizes sex to a negative end.
You said
I thought that was a,
Say it again.
Is a woman that weaponizes sex to a negative end.
To a
Can you give me an
end. Can you
example?
give me an example?
What is it? Geeking and twerking or something like that. Hoes just obviously wilding just for the money. Not just prostitutes, but maybe like I said, a woman that weaponizes sex to a negative end. It's in so many ways. If you're a married woman and you get pregnant by another man, but that other man's a rich man, I think you've weaponized sex to a negative end.
Well, that sounds more like a gold digger than more of a slut.
STD, as AIDS, you're using it to punish men that don't treat you well or men that you are targeting. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways I can think of it, but that's what I mean. Does that make sense?
I can get that, but it's not valid. Only because of, and I want to say that I respect your opinion as well. However, even for the sex worker, you don't know what her experiences were in order for her to be in this position, or what type of dynamics that she is to be in this position. And at this point in time, this is a job. Just like you go and you clock into your work 9 to 5, this is her job as well. And the men that are suiting her also know that's her job. To call her a slut because this is part of her profession and she's found a way to take care of herself as well as maybe her family, I wouldn't consider that a slut.
I don't
And then
try to
a woman
call
that
most women sluts, but you do think that it's justified if a woman has HIV, AIDS, or any other disease that she's knowingly giving and infecting partners with. That we should be worried about how we refer to her.
no, I just think
That's
that
a
I think that
stupid
reference
question.
to the idea of that woman being a slut is that's not a slut. That's someone that doesn't care about human life. And although
So
maybe sex may
so
be
let's
involved
take a
in it,
zoom out on the word slut. Why is that so potent? Seems like that's got a lot
Stay
of
right
power.
there.
because men use it, and that's why it has been a prominent language when referring to a woman that may come off as maybe quote unquote conspicuous or conspicuous is the right word? Did I say the right word? I hope I use the right word.
Auspicious,
Oscar.
Yeah,
the opposite of conspicuous.
the opposite
Obvious.
of conspicuous. Okay, the opposite. Dot. Listeners, you understand what I'm saying.
I'm tracking. I got you.
Or at the same time, a woman that may have more than one partner, she's automatically a slut. But a man that does it is a player. So at this point in time, is that how does he become the player when he's still fucking and sucking these same women that the woman is doing on the other side? I'm trying to get how I live. So where does that change where a man can be considered a player, but a woman has become a slut, but we're on the same, we're humans. We're doing the exact same thing. Double
Um,
standard or not?
yeah, I would like to answer your question by saying the word you just said, double standard. Um, that's exactly why, and that's the only reason. To be perfectly honest, it's like I said, it's not a lot to figure out when it comes to guys and how we think, but you have men that sell their body. They're not referred to as prostitutes. They're referred
They're
to as
called
male
gigolos
prostitutes or
or gigolos.
gigolos or
Yes.
male suitors or escorts. You know, I mean, the terminology is changing, yes, but I think that's the small part about it is the terminology changing because we do know that women are still looked at from a negative connotation always, while men are looked at as somewhat of someone that is making leaps and bounds in
A
and
prize.
from in the
Yeah.
public
Like I want
ad,
him.
I
He
just
fucks
think that it's a
everybody.
lot
He
more
needs to be mine.
empowering to refer to a man as a valet or a date when he's a thought. So that is a bit hurtful to see that.
Oh, it's a hurtful when we call you that, but it's okay that you call us sluts. I like it. I like it a lot.
I mean, I have to say this. I mean, women do call other women sluts, right?
Absolutely, but where did it originate from? Right? It's the idea
I
that
don't know if
you're.
that matters at this point because I mean
It's what
we
it.
live in we live in a free country where people are allowed to do what they want to do.
Yes, but we're also in a country that we've obviously have been programmed to understand and see things a certain way, just like monogamy. Like that has our society has told us that monogamy has been a thing, and now we're looking at our world and polygamy is a thing as well. Polyamory has
Polygamy
been
has been
things that
around
even
just as long or longer than monogamy, though.
Well,
exactly. So it's this idea
but
So
that
you
our
don't even get
does
society
that make
is
it
monogamy
more
in.
right
right?
though.
I don't know if that
What are
make
you
how
guys
does it.
defining monogamy as?
One-on-one relationship to one individual that wants to be with another individual. That's it.
Yeah, but like monogamy used to be you had one mate for life. We don't
Right. I
get
mean,
that
I don't
right.
know if
We're
that's
still
a. I don't know if
polygamous.
that's a.
We have one mate at a time.
No, with
Some people are
polyamory, you
being
can have more
honest
than one
or
She's
partner.
talking.
primal. Hmm?
No,
With
I think
polyamory,
that
you
was
can have
me.
more than one
No, I think
partner.
that was me, Gigi. That was my fault. I accidentally said polygamy. I was thinking poly. I said, but that was me. That's why he got thrown off. But yeah, you're absolutely right, Brian. Um, what we're saying is the difference between having one mate versus having many. Um, but
But I was just using that as an example.
yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
And I'm sorry, Doug. I was just using that as an example of how, like, society, as we've gotten older, and in our generation as well, that we've been built to be monogamous. Whether we're in the church, whether in our homes, we know a mother and father dynamic. Maybe sometimes single mothers, sometimes single fathers, but for the most part, it's monogamy. But we've also realized that monogamy doesn't work out for everyone. And
But
as
does
we
that not make it?
allow ourselves,
Does that mean it's still not safer? Let's just start with that. Is it still not safer?
Right.
Safer? I think it depends on the
Safer.
individual.
No, it
I think it
doesn't,
depends on
because
the
it's only two
It's
people involved
easier
in that
to be
relationship.
polygamous. It's easier
It,
to
of course,
replace
it's
someone.
easier to be polygamous, but then
It's
why do
easier. I
people
said
cheat?
healthier.
Why do people
How
have
is it? How is
affairs?
it? Is it healthier to be with one person or be with many people? Which one is
I
healthier?
think it really depends. It depends on the individual. In this group of space, I would agree that monogamy is actually healthy. However, when you go back and you actually look at relationships that have flourished or been able to be stronger because of the idea that they have this possibility of polyamory, I can't say that that's not healthy for them. I can't look at someone that says that they're able to be in a throuple and this works for them and they've been together for years, that that's not right. I will never do that. And I won't do the same thing for a marriage, such as yourself, that have been together for 15 years. And because it works for you, I'm not going to tell you that that's not right because I've seen the other side. I see balance in both. It
So
just depends
essentially,
on the individual.
your argument is that because it's been around long enough, it's not worth arguing.
No, I'm saying that we have allowed ourselves to be boxed in into certain norms and constructs because of how we've grown up, that sometimes we don't see outside of what we've known, of what we've learned, or what we've experienced. But then we look across the road and we see someone with a different lifestyle, a different way of life, and they're still flourishing in a different way. And I think that that should still be as equally possible and healthy, just because it's not the same way that I live.
Okay.
Does
So
that make sense? Am I
it does.
rambling? I'm sorry, y'all.
It does. It does. Okay, I get it. So hmm. And give me a
I
second
think
because
it's a lot easier to replace
go ahead because
anyone.
the only thing I'm thinking right now is, because I wanted to use the word healthy for, the purposes of, making sure that we get outside of ourselves and we're not just thinking in our own bubble, like this is what I think, but then just the word
Yeah.
healthy itself. Okay. My question is it healthy for a person to be with as many partners as they desire for as long as they live? Is it healthy or is it just possible? Because you say it depends on that person, and
Yeah.
I say they have to be trusted. They trust everybody
Doug,
that
I
they're
think
with.
it's convenient. I think it's convenient. It's a lot easier
Sit down.
for me to just not invest in somebody and do what I want to do and replace it. Like it's like you know what I mean? Like I think most married men could kind of get that sentiment, having the same steak and cheese, uh, ham and cheese sandwich. I don't know whatever
Now they
family
want to try
dinner
turkey.
metaphor we want to use, but it's the same thing day after day after day. And I think that there's a lot of discipline that we don't have or we aren't goaling for anymore. And that's what I think that's just what it is.
But B, I can say
And
from
it's why.
experience. Just yesterday, I was having a conversation with a buddy of mine who lived across the street. He's been married about 8 years, right? So me and him were talking, and then the conversation came up as to whether or not you could do this all over again. And he knew what I meant because I honestly, I was just referencing marriage. I was just referencing, just being married for 8 years. But he, with his wisdom, he full spectrum the question because your marriage encompasses a lot, right? So he thought about the fact that, he got two kids, he got 2 businesses that he's grown with his wife. He has, 2 careers that he's grown with his wife. He has 2 families that have merged into one family with because of that one union. He thought about all of that, right? And he said, "There's no way in the world I would do this again." And he said, "I can totally disregard the love I have for my wife, which is the chief reason why I would never do it again. But another reason why I never do it again is because we worked so hard together for everything we had, right?" And if I just take that testimony from him, and I totally agree with everything he said because I can affirm it myself. But the fact of the matter is a person that lives outside of marriage, whether they've been married or not, if they go through their life like that, then it's, to me, in the span of a 50-year lifespan. That's a series of hit and miss relationships. Like you had an opportunity to create something with that person, you let it go. You had, or that how about that person? No, you let it go. I mean, they just don't they don't give themselves that chance to build something greater than themselves because all they're doing is right now is they're living for self. And they say that they're giving everybody their individual choice, but true in the matter from what I can see is a lot of people they are really just trying to make sure that they are taking care of they take care of number one. And I think that's the downfall of humanity is trying to take care of number one. Me personally.
Yep.
And you taking? Yeah.
I
Yeah, but
understand. It makes sense to me. I'm with you guys on monogamy. I love the idea of monogamy. I want to have my person. I get that. But I can also say that I've experienced people that have lived this life of polyamory and their lives are perfect. And maybe this is based off like their love language and how they're able to experience love and how those people are able to fit in that dynamic. But I've seen it work. I've seen it work for years. It's not like a one-off or an affair where you and your partner have this foundation where you guys feel fulfilled, where you now want to add someone to that foundation. It's like you already have your cake, it's baked, and now you just want to put icing on it. And that works for people.
I thought people used to say you can't have your cake and eat it too. So now it's, just add more icing to the cake.
It's not add more icing. You and your partner don't need icing because you guys have a foundation. You guys are the batter, the ingredients, it's baked, it's done. At this point, you can eat it right now and you can still be fulfilled. At this point in time, you guys decided together that you would like to add a little more to your relationship. Not only are you giving to each other, but you also want to give to a third individual wholeheartedly. So it's not just me and I'm with someone and my man is home, or my man is with someone and I'm with someone and we're together. No, we have decided that as a unit, we want a third, meaning they will be in our unit. I'm with her, he's with her, he's with me, he's with her. That's a dynamic. And it works, you guys. Like, this is actually a thing. People are
Yes.
flourishing. Business relationships are stronger because now I don't have to go run to the porn. I don't have to go behind your back and go text Susie, John, or Mo. I'm here with my partner. I'm being transparent of what I'm looking for, and my partner is telling me that, hey, like, I know what you want. This may not be something I can do, but I'm open to the possibility of allowing another person to fulfill that for us. That's the
Right.
thing.
Yeah,
And it
that's
works.
true. Gigi,
And that's
I
why
will
it's
agree
just
with
like
you.
when it,
I will agree
and
with
so
you
like
that it
I
is
said, like with
occurring.
you guys,
Yeah.
like I love monogamy. I think monogamy is the best thing created since sliced bread. But at the same time, I see the idea of why cheating doesn't have to be a thing anymore. Why you don't have to go worry about and go running to porn, because there is a dynamic of a relationship that fits for everyone. That's all. That's all I'm saying, is that everybody has a relationship that will work for them, and it might not be traditional, but it can work for you.
Have you ever turned down multiple partners?
In what sense? Give me an example in the
As
scenario,
as a
or give
married
me a
man?
scenario.
I guess I shouldn't ask it as a married. Well, I guess in single life, um, have you ever had the opportunity to have more than one partner and turn it down? I know me, I don't like threesomes. Like it seems like it's too much work for me. Pleasing two women. It doesn't seem that it's more joyful for me because I just haven't had any pros that I thought were that coordinated to work me at the same time. I just don't like that. But I get what she's saying. How you can be in a situation and everything's taken care of because you got I think the backup that most men maybe secretly want. Um, I always joke around about a backup, but I don't think I really mean having a backup because it would be really incredibly selfish. It'd be like what's that TV show on Hulu? That
Come on.
Handmaid.
And
You
oh
said the
yeah,
what TV show?
tell of a Handmaid's Tale. I mean Handmaid's Tale or
Oh
something.
yes.
Like that wouldn't make me feel secure. I'd feel like the one that I'm beating off second is gonna try to kill me, or something. You know what I mean? Because that's not a good way to treat people.
I understand, but that's a different dynamic. You're looking at a Handmaid's Tale where the third party, one doesn't want to be there, and the second party doesn't want the third party to be there. This is more of a situation, and maybe I'm just able to have this conversation because I've actually been in a situation like that. But in the end, like you said, like it became overwhelming, and I think it's overwhelming for me because I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I just saw people that wanted to love me, and I wanted to love too. But I also had to take a step back and realize, like, if I wasn't ready to go into a monogamous relationship, how did I think that I can be a third in a monogamous relationship where I was not just dating him or just dating her? I had to date both of them at the same time. I had no time for myself, no time where there was actually people that I was entertaining or talking to or wanted to pursue, that I had time for myself. But that was lack of research and understanding of the people that I was dealing with, what they wanted, and their expectations. And the same thing for them. So I think that's where the downfall for us happened. But when I was experiencing them as a unit, they were locked in. Like, yes, they wanted me to be a part of it, but you knew that they were together, how they supported each other, how even times I'll be on a three-way with them. They'd be like, yo, like, what you doing this weekend? Like, it would be so dope to understand that there was a dynamic where two people loved each other so much that they wanted to show their love to a third person. I just wasn't built for that shit. Just yet. I don't know. Maybe. Check on me next month.
Can I add something to this? Because I'm hearing something from you, Gigi, and it's to be honest with you, it's plaguing my mind. It's because you keep saying these two people that were together wanted to love someone else, so they added someone to the relationship. I don't know how you're equating the word love with sex.
Well, it wasn't. That's the thing, is that this wasn't a sexual thing.
So you guys were just together.
Yes, I mean, eventually, I guess that's what we were working towards. But yeah.
Okay, so you know what? And the funny part about I like that dynamic because it helps me. I mean, because that means that you can visualize what I'm about to say. So you got two people that have shared the same bed for X number of time, and then at some point in their lives, they decided that they wanted to love another person, whatever that meant to them, essentially, right? That's how this is how the scenario sounds. So however they see the word love is they want to love somebody individual, and they found you.
Yes.
And they invited you into their two-man circle.
Yes.
To just be, a collective in the house.
Yes.
And they loved you what felt like in many times, I'm sure, unconditionally, correct?
Sure. Yes.
So there's no problem with that in reference to what I'm saying, because what you just described to me is a friend with or without a benefit. Because you have every benefit, but you're not necessarily having sex with them.
Yes, but I mean, and that's the thing, is that, like, I don't want, when it comes to like polyamory, I don't want everyone to just assume that, because there's a third, everybody fucking. Like, it's really getting to know this person. Like, you already know your partner, right? You guys have trust. Now you guys are getting to learn a new person. Now you're not only getting to learn this new person with yourself, but you're also getting to get to know this new person in your relationship. So like that would have been easy if this was just a fucking situation and it was like, no, I don't want to say I'd be charging, but I feel like I could. But outside of that, I'm a lady. But it was also really getting to understand if I fit their dynamic. And I wanted to know if I fit their dynamic, because this was new to me. This is not something I was like, hey, go check a box. This is what I'm looking for. Like, no, I wanted to be with my man, and I think my man was going to be with me, and we're going to be great. But then I met this couple who genuinely, you can see the love exude through their relationship, not just through their sexual energy, but just how they supported each other, how they understood each other, how they had conversations about things that were uncomfortable in front of me. And I love that. And to see that they wanted me to be a part of it, I was open to it. I just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. Right. I didn't know how this whole dynamic will work for me, because I'm built to be monogamous. I don't know how it feels if I was with my husband and he was like, babe, we want to go date a girl. I don't know. I don't know if I would feel. I have a little jealousy problem. It might not be a thing, but I'm a third in their situation. So I'm able to see it on a different end, but I can also have a testimony and let you guys know, like, things like that can work. I may not have not worked for them, but what they have and what they're looking for and how they're able to communicate with and without their third is something that even in a monogamous relationship, I would want.
Doug, could you be in your relationship, your marriage, opening it up to a third party?
Absolutely not. Um,
Okay.
and it not like I said, let me start by first saying that I can say that with or without my faith intact. I can just say that based on I'm going to say two things. First, I looked at a woman as her being my wife, not, you know, what we were discussing earlier in reference to property, but let's just say property or just calling her mine. I'm not going to want to share her with nobody, right? So I don't see a problem with being what's the word? Jealous. I don't see that as a problem. I see that as an attribute, because if you don't give a damn what's going on in your partner's life, y'all about success is, there's no way success is going to happen. If you don't care, yeah, like if you don't care what's going on.
Compartmentalizing so much. And
Well, it's not even. I don't know. I don't know about compartmentalizing. I just know that if me and her are in the mall and somebody bumps her, they bump me. You feel me? She's an extension of me. So I was bumped. I'm mad now, right? Now because I'm grown.
I go full nutso, full psycho. We talking about some anybody else coming in the scene. Like,
well, yeah, no. I mean, I probably wouldn't allow it simply because one, those things that Gigi got to experience when she sat there and listened to those conversations. How long were they together, Gigi?
Oh, you guys, it wasn't actually that long. There's a whole backstory to the backstory.
Well, no,
But they
just
were
give me a
together for
ballpark.
I want to say like 2 years.
Okay, so about in 2 years, they learned enough about each other that sometimes they finish each other's sentences. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes he said, "I was just thinking that." Yeah.
you went out, Doug.
I said sometimes she'll say something and he'll say, "I was just thinking that."
Yes, or even the idea of them being able to have uncomfortable conversations about
Right.
even me, like saying like
Right.
if he was more interested in me, like they were able to have these conversations where I was like, oh, I don't want to do it. Don't do it. What if
Yeah.
you say you want to be with me? What are you gonna do?
True.
They had them. I
All
loved
them
it.
what
It was
ifs matter.
amazing.
Yeah, all them what ifs matter even more the longer they've been together. Because the longer they've been together, the more invested time that they put into one another is going to put a bigger hamper on that third person situation for me. Because of the fact that I can't let you come in here and mess this up. And I do want to love another, like Gigi. I mean, you. I don't even think we met in person, but you seem like a good lady. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I would love
thank
to,
you.
I would love to show you some more love, like we've been showing. You know what I'm saying? The three of us could have a crumpet and some coffee for one time, whatever. Because I
Yes,
think
and I hold the
just,
baby. I don't
but
have
you
a
see what I'm
problem
saying?
with
Like
the baby.
I think that you deserve that time because of the love I've seen out of nowhere. However, that oh my God, guys, oh Lord Jesus, baby, sit down right here, please. Don't touch nothing, please. No, don't touch.
Gigi,
The
can you hear me?
longer me and Vicky have
I
been,
can hear
will
you,
be
Mo.
together.
Okay.
We've been together so long that I just can't let anybody come to the party no more.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you mind if I bring another? Nah, I do actually. You know what I'm saying? I may sound like, you know what I mean, I don't want a lot of people in my house. You absolutely right. I don't want a lot of people in my house because I don't want a lot of people around my woman. I don't want a lot of people around my kids. I don't need a lot of people around my stuff. You know what I'm saying? The more stuff you accumulate as a person, the more time and effort you put into that stuff. The more people you accumulate as a person, the more time and effort you put into those people. I.e., you don't let third and fourth parties come in because the time and the money and love and hardships that you invested into that person and that those things, you're not going to let somebody mess that up for you. And I think that's the only chief, that's the chief reason why I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? And when me
Do
and her
what?
was just dating, she asked me that. You know what I'm saying? She asked me if you ever wanted to have a threesome. And I
Ooh,
said, hell yeah.
that's what we
You know what I'm
talking
saying?
about.
Quick, fast. I didn't want to think about it. I just said yes, so we can move on
Yeah,
to the
we
next
like that.
conversation. You know what I'm saying? But
Polyamorous relationship.
but not too long after that, we got married. And that thought it left. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have that conversation ever again. You know what I'm saying? That question didn't come about ever again. Not just because it would be disrespectful to her, but because what do I need somebody else for? If I need somebody else, I
Exactly.
wouldn't have got married.
So Gigi, you want to have
But
a
no, I
threesome?
mean, I don't know. Yeah. I mean,
Mo, you
oh my
came into
God, Jasmine.
the conversation late. You don't know my story. If you would have known, I've been in a threesome, created a threesome, and threw it away at the same damn time.
I
No,
had a
I
lot
mean,
of
and
them.
that's just, I
I
mean,
had a
if
lot of
we
them
just
in
talking about
college,
straight
man.
sex, I mean, we just talk about sex here, you know, threesome as we call it, then
Yeah.
I feel like it's a totally different conversation rather than, you know,
Absolutely. Than the
talking
actual
about
situation that I was in. I agree.
bringing somebody into a staying relationship or having a relationship with multiple people in it. That person that was there first is going to always have something in their mind that tells them that somebody is in their way sometimes. Like he or she may not ever tell you to your face, or they may not even give you the feeling that it is a problem to them. But in the back of their mind, you in their way. You know
Yeah,
what
Yeah, I
I'm
would
saying?
agree
Like,
with you, Doug. Doug, I would agree with you if it wasn't, but the girl that is actually the one that brought me in, and so the
sure,
idea that she like, I wish like I can divulge so much, but I'm not. I'm gonna just keep it
you
general.
don't have to.
But
You don't have to.
but in this instance, like they both wanted to date me separately and together, so they
Right.
didn't have an issue that I would just be on the phone with him a certain time, or I'll just be on the phone with her, because then they know that they'll just put me in a group chat or put me on the FaceTime call, and then we're all talking together. They
Mm-hmm.
proactively would dress each other for dates with me. She would get him ready and be like, "You're going on a date with Gigi," and he would get her ready and be like, "She's going on a date with Gigi." It just became a lot for Gigi. But so I just
The
say that to
husband,
say is that, but what you're
Gigi,
saying, Doug?
did you ever
I
feel
was,
like you were their personal concubine?
that's what you sound like.
Um, I think that if I probably would have allowed more time, it could have been a possibility. But because I was so hesitant and walking into something that I wasn't sure about, that I didn't allow that to really be fulfilled. Granted, like I said, I had amazing time with them, but it was just
Yeah.
too much for me. I feel like I just
Do
needed
you
to do more
think
research to
that
see if
you
this is the
had
lifestyle that I
emotional
wanted for
reward?
myself.
Uh-huh.
But say it again.
Do you think you had emotional reward from that relationship? Did you get an emotional benefit from being
Yes,
one or
there would
both
be
of them?
moments where there was conversations that I wasn't able to have with him, so I would have with her, and she was able to have with him. Or there'd be conversations where I felt more comfortable with having with him, and then he'll be able to communicate with her because they know each other so well. And so I thought it was easy for me. Like if I was having a bad day, or if it was that time of the month, I'd be like, "Yo, girl, it ain't that. I ain't it."
That's
She's like,
dope.
"That's cool," and then she'll go to him and be able to. Wait a minute. Oh, okay.
It
It's
sounds like
like,
you used them to enhance everything. Like they were echoes of each other. So if you talk to one, you get more excited to talk to the other, or whatever you were talking to the one about would get more amplified to the other. Like a lot of energy going on there. That's
sometimes I didn't
interesting.
want to talk to one at all. Like there be days where I'm like, I do not want to talk to him. I'd rather just check on her and see how she's doing. But as long as I talked to one of them, I feel like they both were able to be like Gigi good, and they didn't have to reach out to me. Not saying that they wouldn't, but so it was like it was a lot. It was a lot, but it was a fun
But
experience.
you may have completed them. That's interesting.
The
Yes,
funny, this is what I got out of it is, you know, Gigi had the ability to go to whichever one, depending on how she felt, or she can go to both, depending on how she felt. Um, but you can't do
or
that
how
in
they
a, in a,
felt.
in, no, your exact words was if I didn't feel like I could talk to him about it, I go to her. And if I didn't feel like I can
Yeah,
talk to her about it, I go to him. So that was
yeah.
you said if you didn't feel how if they would feel okay with me. So essentially what you're saying is you pick and chose your battles based on the conversation you was attempting to have, which I would say that, you know, just some outside looking in, and I mean no shade, that that third person has the ability to step in and out the relationship as they.
Absolutely. Until and the only reason why I feel like I was able to do that is because I let them know that I wasn't ready for a commitment. I knew that I was happy to be around them. I loved spending time with them, but I couldn't say that I wanted to proactively be in a relationship with them. And that's why it was so easy for me to navigate that way. Outside of that, if I would have said like we doing it, yes, expectations would have changed dramatically. Conversations would have been more open. The same way they're able to have these uncomfortable conversations with me, I'm doing that same thing with them. And not saying that I couldn't, but because I didn't allow myself to commit on a 100% level, I was able to walk in the door, leave the door open sometimes, and walk out, and I would be okay. Doug is gone. He left. He is gone, y'all. Hey Mo.
Hey, what's up, G?
Damn,
I can't
even try to play me on a low. I heard you.
I came in the conversation. I was late and shit. Like, damn.
It's okay. You were securing the premises and making sure that we were safe and secure.
Yeah, man. I had to take my break, man. My phone had died on me, so I had to come to my car.
What kind of cop are you, Mo? You out here in these streets and your phone ain't charged?
Yeah, man. I messed it up. Yeah,
Doug, you're
man.
back.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I got cut off. But hey, you was about to say something, and you got cut off as soon as I got cut. But I didn't hear what you said. Whatever you just said to me. Can you please say it to me?
Damn.
Best you can. I know it might have been a minute ago. But, I was
said
just
that.
saying.
Oh, okay. I said that for me, because I didn't 100% commit to the actual relationship with them, the dynamic was easier for me to navigate through, where I was able to walk in and I can leave or maneuver any way that I wanted to because I didn't fully commit. But I truly believe that if I did commit to that situation, it wouldn't have been as easy as I wanted it to be. Although the dynamics would be ideal, the expectation of what they wanted from me or how they wanted me to maneuver or what they wanted would have been so much more.
Baby going off.
I love that baby.
Doug left again?
No, I didn't leave. I had muted the mic. But hey, I appreciate what you just said, and it's only because it makes sense. Like I get it because it sounds like that's the only way the dynamic can really go. I don't see a second option to that because I don't see how a third person could come in and say that they felt locked down, right? I didn't want to get a divorce, and I didn't want to perpetuate the stereotype or something like that. They can't say that, you know what I'm saying? Because they can immediately walk out whenever they feel the need to. That's another danger of that sort of lifestyle is because you can walk in and out, and you do hurt two people, not just one, when you walk out of this relationship.
I'm still working on me. Dad.
Hey, baby, I just got through telling you about my addictions in life, so I guess we are.
And
we even.
Yes.
We even. So I mean, here's the thing, and I recognize that myself and Brian are probably one of two people that value scripture in reference to how we make choices in life. I say that to say this. I don't dictate what sin is, nor do I define what sin is. I get all that from one, whom I call God, right? Or whom I call Lord. And we made that justification earlier, Lord. I mean, I refer to God as Lord because he's the Lord of my life. So with that being said, I don't, just because I say it's a sin, I'm not convicting anybody. I'm just going off of what has been given to me as truth, right? So, whether it be sexual sin, and as a matter of fact, let's start with sexual sin because it's the only sin that has so much tied to it that I think that's what the human race has gotten so far away from is like it Paul said that one of the churches were doing things inside the church or amongst people in the church that even the heathens don't do. Like even they don't do that, right? And the sexual sins he was talking about, I mean, I won't go into detail because I mean, I guess that's argumentative, but sexual sins affect more than just somebody else. Like you say, you kill somebody, that really only affected him, except you got, you actually affected a whole
If it
family
was
of people
crime.
that lost somebody. You know what I'm saying? Crime. However you look at it, the goal of the Ten Commandments themselves was just to keep people safe. You know what I mean? It's just to keep you safe. It's just to I mean, like if you don't care enough about yourself, thank God that He do. You know what I mean? Because all I want you to do is make. If I only want you to be with one person, it's simply if for nothing else, it's simply because one, I want to make sure that your race can go on because I want you to reproduce. Yes, but I also want to ensure that if the two of you came in without sexual diseases, where you gonna get sexual diseases from? Y'all should be fine for the rest of y'all lives. Y'all should have no problem with sexual diseases because you're not messing with nobody else. So that's another thing. I mean, it's safe. And then what we just talked about with a person walking in and out of a relationship that already got two people, there you go. You just hurt two other people just because you decided to leave. Now two people are depressed because they're without somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Doug, you make me so sad.
But I'm just saying, in all actuality, they already had each other, and they never necessarily needed that third person. They just decided to. Because remember, this was their choice, not yours, right?
Amen.
You go along with the choice, but this wasn't your choice. This isn't your marriage. This is their marriage, and what they're doing is they're saying that we can add somebody to this marriage to spruce it up. Nigga, go get a puppy, yo.
I think this has been a really good
He
conversation.
said told him to go get a puppy.
I hope we can get back together here soon. I know I'm going to be doing some more recording today. I think me and Mo probably about to get
Look
on
at this,
Twitter
y'all.
and just do a little bit of that. But
Yeah, on Spaces.
y'all-
GG, hop on Spaces.
Look at my
Spaces, you got his
baby
faces up.
is adorable.
Getting up.
Sorry, y'all. Sorry.
Get out.
I just got.
Get out.
This boy like to make babies. As you can see, that's his latest creation.
Get out.
You're amazing, Dad. You have beautiful children, Dad. Beautiful,
Thank
beautiful.
I just want to be a successful stay-at-home dad like this. That's my goal.
Yo, me too. I want to be like Doug when I grow up.
Yo, man, you gotta do. I mean, that's the cool part. Like you start your own company, yo. You tell yourself if you're going to work or not. You get mad at yourself. I ain't going. Well, fine, don't go then.
I like that.
Yeah, but
does anybody have any social media or any projects before we break? Because I think this has been a good session. We got 1.03. We got that off the ground. We're about to take it to Twitter and see what the rest of this conversation is looking like, and maybe we'll come back and talk about it. But before we break, anybody got any social media?
Yeah, sure. Lasting Remedies. I cover the whole DMV. Mobile massage company. So yeah, we come to you, save your gas. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about traffic neither. You can find me on Google.
Save your gas, run your gas, your slogan.
Save your gas,
he stopped. So you touching on other people. I like it. Look at you being great. You figured out what to do with your hands. Yes.
Yeah, you can find us on Google, find us on Instagram. Lasting Remedies. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all for the time. I thank y'all for your ears. I thank y'all for the things I learned from you all. You know what I'm saying? I thank the Lord for you all. And I'm out.
Yo,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to link with you later. I appreciate that. GG Mo, y'all got anything you want to drop?
Of course
man.
we do. Go ahead, Mo. Be great, so I can shut it down.
Okay, yeah.
My voice.
You
They
can-
want to hear me
you
after
can
you. Go
find-
ahead.
You can find me on IG at the Black Man is God 357, and also the Black Man is God 357 on Twitter and Snapchat. And that's it right there, man.
Look at you being great, Mo. And you can find me on Twitter at GCarly7. That's GQARLY and the number 7. I want to shout out to my Lunch Break Network, as well as my pod on Just a Conversation with Greg, Mr. Rent Money, and Gigi. So if you like the way I'm talking, you can find more content over there. Be great, y'all.
Hey.
Man,
You some
follow my
rice?
co-host and come back for the evening edition. Appreciate everybody. I'll talk to y'all soon for the next episode. Peace.
Peace.
Be great.
All right.